On today's episode, we're going to be using Play-Doh. Did you bring the Play-Doh, by the way?
I brought Play-Doh.
Are you kidding me?
Actually, hold on. I got it. Here you go. I got Play-Doh.
Okay. Play-Doh.
Not Play-Doh.
How do you use the Play-Doh anyway? Hey everyone, it's Epi, the Mustang Massa, and with me today is Katie.
Hi guys.
Today, we're going to be finally putting the oil pan back on this thing. As you saw the last video, we had some issues with the old oil pan, so got a new one. And also, in this video, we're going to be putting the cylinder heads on. The good old Liberty Performance heads. We're going to do some playing with some Play-Doh. That's going to be fun. I'll show you what we do with Play-Doh. Yes. We're going to be checking piston to valve clearance. We're also with the oil pan. Since this is a new oil pan, we're going to check pickup to oil pan distance, because that's very important as well. If it's too close or too far, you're going to have oil starvation issues. So we want to make sure that's set correctly. Piston to valve clearance on the cylinder heads, and then we're also going to be checking for pushrod length. So lots of information in this video.
Awesome.
You ready?
Very ready.
Okay, awesome. Let's get to it. First things first, we're going to tilt the engine back to where we had it earlier, and then we're going to put the make sure the gasket fits, make sure the oil pan fits, and then we'll start checking not piston to valve. We're going to check oil pan to pickup distance, make sure that's set correctly. If we need to adjust, I'll show you how to adjust it and everything, but more than likely you'll be fine. And then we got sealant. All right, so we got sealant and two different types, because I couldn't make a decision on which one I wanted to use. Probably this one, just because it matches the engine better. But
and it's black like your soul.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So yeah, let's get to it. And,
awesome. To flip. To find more liquids to pour out of it.
Oh my God.
Never-ending liquids.
Let's see if this thing's finally empty.
No. Oh, I see drippage. But you're good. We're catching it. See?
All right. We'll give it another clean before we actually put the gasket on the final time.
Got it.
We're going to put the gasket on now because we want to. So the way this works is you want to have the actual height of where you want the pan to end up at.
Okay.
And then you put a little dab of Play-Doh right here, right on this, and then set the pan, put a couple bolts in, snug it, take it back off, and then you measure the thickness of the Play-Doh.
Yeah. Okay. How? Well, I guess we'll see when we do it. How thick do you usually want it?
So ideally 3/8 of an inch is where you want it. So it doesn't have to be exact. It can be anywhere between 5/16 and 7/16, but ideally 3/8. You want it as close as 3/8 as possible.
Okay.
So
cool. That's our goal.
Yes. All right. Let's get the gasket out, and I'll get this Earl pan ready. Now, you can use clay. The reason why I like Play-Doh is because it's very soft, and it's easy to, doesn't take a whole lot of force to put it into the shape that you want. So now, will you stay in place is the real question.
Of course it will.
Okay. So what we want to do is lay the gasket in here. Oh, wrong way.
Wrong way.
Wrong way.
Flipsies.
Now, I'm going to show you.
Oh, these had those little tabs you said.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. We'll get
That's why we had to clean it out really well.
Exactly. I'm going to close up with that in a bit. Okay.
Does it have a flat spot?
Yeah.
Ish. Yeah.
Ish. That's quite the distance.
That would result in what? Starvation?
Starvation at high RPMs.
Okay. Show the camera. Okay. Yeah.
That is more than double
Yep.
the distance that we need. So
Okay. So adjustments
we're
are
going to have
needed
to
for sure.
adjustment for sure.
Okay.
And how do you adjust it? Nice working over here because I get to my tools pretty easily.
Mm-hmm.
All right, get this guy.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Check that out.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a depth measurement so we can get within the ballpark.
Okay.
Showing it off to the camera. I need you to hold this in place right here. And what I'm going to do is get a flat edge, just like that. Find about the center of the pickup, and then, what's it say, 8 inches?
To the bottom? Yep.
Yep, 8 inches to the bottom. All right, so now we'll put this off to the side for now. Thank you very much. I appreciate your help. Flat spot again. And where are we at?
7 1/4.
7 1/4.
Mm-hmm.
So that means we have 3/4 of an inch.
To still bend. Why don't we do, let's see from this side too, because it's kind of tilted.
Yeah, this tilt. Yeah, but this end is actually, because the way it tilted, this end was the higher end.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna bend it a little bit more. All right. So now we're gonna try it again.
Probably better to bend it one time, one way.
Yeah.
Rather than
So
7
now
1/2.
7 1/2. And then we're gonna check the other side real quick. Yeah, I'd say about 7 1/2.
Okay.
That's correct. So
Slightly more.
slightly more, not too much more, because
Okay.
we're
Almost there.
We're almost there. So
We
now,
don't want to be slammed up against it.
right?
Oop. We might be slammed up against it. No, we're at like 7 and almost 3/4.
Okay. 7 3/4.
That's my technical measurement, by the way.
Yeah.
Almost 3/4.
Almost 3/4. That's an official measurement?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're actually a little bit higher here. We're like 7 1/2 still over here. So this end is definitely sitting higher.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Okay. Little low tap. Now we're going to do the Play-Doh again.
Okay.
Because this is, even though that's a rough measurement, it's still not the most accurate way.
Right.
So stay. Okay. Get this oil.
Oh, is it falling
it's
off?
yeah. Hold on. Hold on. Let me secure it better. There we go. All right.
You pull the pan off and it's just sitting in the bottom. How's the gasket underneath? You need to slide back a little bit?
Yeah. Just a little bit. All right. Did it fall to the bottom of the pan is a $1,000,000 question.
We good.
All right. So where did we land? Tell you right now, I think we're golden.
Good.
3/8.
Yes.
Look at that.
Perfect. Proof for later. Backwards. And then forwards. There you go.
So now we can proceed to take this gasket back out. Even though we already set it in place, it was perfect where it was at. We gotta do some light cleaning real quick and then
Okay.
get this thing back on.
Got it.
So why don't you clean that? I'm gonna clean the gasket out real quick. Here's a little pick to get the little corners again.
Cool.
Just double check
Yeah,
it, make
yeah.
sure we're good, and then we'll start. Yeah, this gasket got some Earl on it again.
Yeah, it does. Especially on that downside.
All right. So these corners right here that you definitely want to put a nice little bead, just about that.
Let me get the, hold on before you do it.
Yeah.
Put the light down here. There we go. Talking about that corner right there.
Right there. Just kind of puts a little bit of pressure on her. Feel it.
I'll show you over here again.
Yeah.
We're talking about this little corner right here.
Mm-hmm. There.
A lot more.
And now the other thing I like to do is, so these hoops right here, I like to put just a little bit in there. A little tiny bit. Not a whole lot. And then run your finger through it. Just to kind of coat it.
Mm-hmm.
Not a whole lot. Okay. And then
Perfect.
here's the other part. So because this is a different surface than that.
Oh, yeah.
This is aluminum, that's metal. Even if this was metal and metal, you have two different surfaces. You want to put a little dab of RTV right there. Same thing. Right about there.
Cool. And then
And-
that's consistent. throughout,
Yes, and
so-
then that's consistent. This gasket goes on one way. This little divot goes where the pickup tube goes. Oh, yeah, I should show you real quick. Those little ears tuck in those corners.
Here, wait. It was right there.
Kind of push it down and then inward. Now, the next step is I'm going to coat the oil pan on this side with a skin coat of RTV. Technically, you just don't need to do that, but it's extra insurance because considering this surface is a stamped steel, it's not perfectly machined like the block is. There's irregularities in the oil pan that you're just not going to be able to compensate for. So a little skin coat of RTV. I've seen a lot of professional engine builders do it the same way. Same thing up here. skin coat on the hoops. But these corners right there, you definitely want to put a larger dab as well, just like I did with the on the inside. So both up and down sides, you want to just add a little of RTV.
Go.
Okay, so I got the oil pan coated. Now, this is just for reassurance, I guess. It's not a necessary step with this silicone style gasket one piece, but you definitely want to, which at the bare minimum, what you definitely want to do is dab the corners, even if you don't do the whole pan. So minimum that.
Dabbing's not cool anymore. It's 6'7" now. Okay.
Oh yeah, 6'7".
Gotta work on the 6'7".
Okay, so I'm gonna add the dab with the 6'7". God, what are kids saying these days?
I don't know. If anything, we're gonna make it uncool.
Yeah. Dad, you're not cool.
You're not cool. It's not cool. The biggest eye rolls I've ever seen.
So I'm using ultra black, and you can use ultra gray. I think I showed you the ultra gray. This is actually really good stuff. The only reason why I'm using the ultra black, this is the stuff that was great until the ultra gray came out. And I was a big fan of this stuff. It works really good still. There's nothing wrong with it. And I'm only using it because it's aesthetics and my soul is black.
Yep.
So, but it works great. It's actually meant for oil application. So this is a perfect application to use it for. Now, we can...
Flipsies. Get it all over your face.
Yeah.
As you do that.
Don't...
We did not leave Play-Doh in here, so don't worry. We didn't.
Well, it is a good idea to check it. Make sure there's nothing in the oil pan, nothing in the oil, because this is the last time we're going to see, this oil pan is going to see the light of day.
Say bye. You behave yourselves, all of you. Fuzzies. Get out.
You know, this isn't an oil pan. You know what this actually is for?
What?
It's for collecting the pistons when you destroy them.
It's a chunk holder. Shrapnel holder.
Lightly install these bolts.
Any particular order, sir?
No.
Okay.
Well, what you want to do first is kind of get front to back, you know, get
kind
it
of your corners
yeah,
first.
kind of get your corners first.
Okay. Just so it lines up nice.
So these...
Oh, you should probably check your gasket like all over, especially, you know, or like permanently setting it too, just to make sure that
make sure the gasket didn't fold over or something.
Right.
It probably didn't, but
just in case.
On these small black Fords, you want to do the outers first, these 4 by the hoops, because they are the larger diameter and it does set the oil pan in place.
Okay.
And don't tighten them down really hard. You always want to kind of snug them a little bit and then get the rest of the bolts in.
Got it.
Okay. By the way, always back off on your torque wrench to get the tension off of it.
To store it.
To store it, just because I heard that it can distort the measurements on it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it's a week later, and we are back on the motor. The top end this time. Oil pan's done. It's nice and sealed and everything. It looks great. We're gonna prep the head surface here, and we're going to use the technique we did before with the brake clean on the little Scotch-Brite pad, and just kind of go over the surface and get rid of the. There's a little bit of graphite left over from the head gaskets. It's not a big deal. Just kind of get rid of that, prep the surface, and then once we do that, we'll go through a couple more steps. Got to clean the bolt holes. Then we put the head gasket on, put the Play-Doh on, and
do some measurements.
do some measurements. Yes, absolutely.
Cool.
We're going to check a few things, and then I'll show you the process as we go along. So
First step, clean it up.
Clean it up.
Perfect.
So next up, let's take a shop rag and wipe down each cylinder, get the crap out.
There's funk in them. Okay.
So you notice one. So I don't know if you know the firing order, but cylinder 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay.
So the firing order on this car is 1, 3, 7, 2, 6, 5, 4, 8. That's why 1 and 6 are top dead center right now. And yeah, I just figured I'd show you while I have it in this position. Anyway, I got it up to top dead center. Before we start, because the next step is we're going to be putting the heads on, and they rotate the motor and check the piston, the valve clearance, and everything. But before we get that far, what we need to do is we need to clean all the bolt holes.
I noticed that, like, when we were draining fluids and then tilting and rotating the engine around on the engine stand, fluid came out of some of them, but not others. Okay. Why is that? Like, can you explain that?
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So there's two types of bolt holes, and there's blind and there's non-blind. And blind holes are actually holes that are completely covered at the bottom. Like they don't protrude into another port or surface or whatever. And then there's non-blind holes, which are the ones that protrude into a different cavity. And this motor, the lower bolt holes, all these lower bolt holes go to the water jackets.
Okay.
Now, what the interesting thing about these small block Fords is that not all of them are like that. These later pushrod with the roller cams they're, for whatever reason, Ford decided to do it like that. I've noticed on some of the earlier blocks, they don't. So what happens is, that coolant wants to wick through those threads, and a lot of times you get a lot of gunk buildup in there. So that's important to kind of go through and clean all the bolt holes and the threads and everything. So you make sure that way when you put the heads down and you start torquing the head bolts, you want to make sure that that's perfectly even. Because if you struggle because there's gunk or whatever, you're not going to get the right torque reading. So
okay, cool.
Yeah,
it'll torque on gunk too.
Yeah, you don't want to torque on gunk, exactly.
Okay.
So
you got a nifty little thing somewhere, right?
So I made a tool for this.
You hid it from me? Oh, you sure did.
I did hide it from you. So this right here is an old head bolt that I took, and I cut a couple slits into it, made a thread chaser out of it. And thread chasers are basically just a hardened bolt with some cuts, some gouges through it. What it does is, as you're threading it in, it starts cleaning whatever gunk is on there. It's great for if you have a slightly cross-threaded bolt, nothing that's too crazy, or let's say you over torque the bolt or whatever, and you want to clean the threads out. This works just fine. It's a grade 8. I think it's a grade 8. It's an old head bolt, whatever. It's strong enough to where you can get through it and clean the threads out. Yes, you can buy these, but a lot of times they're too short for like head bolts. So so what I like to do is just take one of these, and like I said, it's free. Just a little bit of your time and
modify it.
Modify it, exactly.
Cool.
So always want to start it by hand. Thank you. You're the best.
Okay, look at that.
You see how it
had a little resistance.
Hit a little resistance and it went right through.
Totally fine.
Exactly. That's when you know it's good.
Cool.
And then Okay, so now we got all the threads cleaned out. Now we can start doing PTV, piston to valve clearance. You need the head gasket, the correct head gasket that you're going to be using, because that matters. The thickness of it matters. You can run it without a gasket or an old gasket or whatever, but it has to be at least the thickness of it or less. If it's thicker than the head gasket that you're going to use, you're not going to get the correct piston to valve clearance.
Okay.
And let's talk about head gaskets real quick. So
sometimes they fail.
Sometimes they fail. Sometimes pistons fall out. Okay, so this is a graphite gasket. It's very forgiving because it crushes as you torque it down. It actually crushes. It takes a lot of imperfections, and then this is the Fall Pro 9333 PT1, and it has this blue coating on there. What that is actually, it's kind of like when you use there's copper spray that you can get for head gaskets. That kind of actually acts as like a tiny filler for like very small imperfections. This kind of does the same thing. So the order we're going to do this, we're going to put Play-Doh on these piston valve reliefs for so we can measure because this is where the valves are going to land on the piston. Set the head gasket on. Set the head on. Actually, before you set the head on, you want to always make sure there's no foreign objects in the cylinders, no dirt, no gunk, no coolant, no small children, animals, that sort of stuff. You're going to make sure it's all clean. And then, oh, by the way, make sure it's in the right direction. I explained to this in the other video. This says front on there.
Mm-hmm.
There's front. And you know it's the front one because the ports are blocked. So you can use these on either side, upside down, whatever, as long as it says front, because you want the front ports blocked off. So set the head gasket on like so. Put the Play-Doh on there. Then we set the head on. I'm gonna use the old head bolts, and we're just gonna not torque them down. We're just gonna lightly set them, just to make sure that because I don't want to crush the new head gasket. You don't want to crush it right away. You just want to use a little bit, but not go crazy with it.
You want guidance, but
exactly.
You don't want to like set it in.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So you want that in, and then we'll set the push rods. I have a set of push rods that are close to it, but you can use the push rod length checker. Do it individually, and just for speed up time, we're going to do it with the ones that I have now. We're going to put some oil in the engine, and I'm going to prime it. The reason why I want to prime it is because these hydraulic lifters have to be primed up so they don't collapse. You want the hydraulic pressure on there. You don't have to keep it constantly pressurized. You just want it
primed.
Pressurize it once you get a couple rotations.
Okay.
And then once that happens, once we get the couple rotations, we'll pull the head off. We'll check to see how much distance we have for the valve release for the pistons and everything. I'm 99% sure we'll be fine. This isn't a big lift cam, so. And then after that, I'll show you how to check push rod length.
Cool. Let's do it.
Yep, let's do it. Yep, that's fine. You don't want to use a whole lot. It's probably about a marble size.
And do we have a specific measurement that we're after?
Yeah.
Or not smashed?
We don't want it smashed, basically. Line it up with the dowel pins.
Don't drop it on your foot.
Oh, yeah, try not to.
Hey, look at that.
Look at that.
Shifrich.
Like it was meant to be.
Yeah.
Bugs.
Gunk. Leaves. Small children.
That's about 30 foot-pounds.
Yep. 3 Ugga-Duggas.
Yeah. So I'm going to check. I think we're going to just knock 2 birds with 1 stone right now.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to check these push rods to see if they're the correct length.
Mm-hmm.
And the way we do it, take a Sharpie, sharpen up the tops of the valves here. What's going to happen is we're going to rotate the engine, and they will...
As it rocks that way.
Yeah.
It'll make a mark.
And it will make a mark. And you want it to be right about center. Slightly off center is fine, but towards the bottom off center. If it's off center high, it's off. You want it to be off. You want it to be center or off center low.
Okay.
It's usually the best spot.
Cool.
Okay. So now, and I bet you these are too short already. That's fine. We'll find out in a second here.
Oh.
Actually, they might be too long. These are way too long. Yeah.
Not.
Well, this one already, you can see.
Did it make a mark already?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure did.
Well, the other thing is, look at how many threads I have right here.
Oh, yeah.
We need to have a ton of threads.
Yeah,
so, right off the bat, these are not going to work.
Okay.
Put these away. I'm going to grab a stock one.
Okay.
Because these might be too low. No, maybe. These might be too low.
It's too short. I can already tell.
What we're going to do is find a happy medium.
Measure longer than those.
There's a measuring tape right there.
Yep.
The measuring tape's not the correct tool. I don't have the correct tool here. So I'm going to have to use like not a dial indicator, so this is 6 1/4, like I suspected. I'm going to go 6 1/2, which is kind of the happy medium between the two.
Okay.
No, this is not 6 1/4.
Does this matter where it is?
No, it does not
matter. Up or
matter.
down?
No,
okay.
it does not matter.
Just so long as...
That's just a retainer. By the way, when you're doing this, you have to have it atop the center.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I said that earlier. So now that we're primed up, we can go ahead and adjust these valves. Start rotating the little push rod and tighten it as once you feel it gets snug, where you can still rotate it, but it's snug. If you don't have the guide plate on, you're going to have to hold it. But give it a half turn. Same thing. Get it to where it's snug. And then...
Be the guide plate.
Be the guide plate, half a turn.
Okay.
Now, that's set. You can use the Allen to lock it in place. Now we can
turn it over.
Now we can turn the actual engine. I did this 3 times already without without doing this correctly. So 3rd time's a charm, right?
Uh-huh. How'd we do? Not pancake, but...
Not pancaked. But that is pretty close.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. All right. So we got it to 0. Thank you. You're the best. I hope you know that. Set it to 0.
Scooch towards it too. Go that way. Go that way. There you go. Set it to 0.
Set it to 0. Yeah, 0 it out. Close it, 0 it out. Now, gently 0.097, so 90, almost 100 thousandths. By the way, this is the intake valve. Pretty thick. I mean, there's more than enough clearance there. I think I'll be fine. This is from the this section up here is from the actual cylinder head touching the piston, but that's normal. You want to look at this section right there where it's kind of grooved in. That's where you want to measure. Cut a cross section and then you'll find out. Okay, so we checked it. It's almost 100 thousandths. I think it'll be more than fine. should be within the ballpark. It's anywhere between 70 to 80 thousandths clearance, and we got more than that, so I think we'll be all right.
Good.
So now we have the fun task of installing cylinder heads for the final time.
Do we need to wipe anything out again? Are we good? It's
We're
kind of grainy.
oh.
That's what I was talking
Oh,
about.
the pistons. Oh,
Yeah.
the actual cylinders. Yeah.
The
Want to
actual
make sure.
cylinders.
Okay.
It's like sandy on the inside. And my
Katie,
hair.
yeah, Katie hair.
That was from earlier because my hair's up.
All right.
Yeah, no, I don't care about wiping that. That's
Okay.
set and
Yeah, that's
set and done.
Okay, I thought you were talking about. Okay.
No.
All right, we're good. We're good. Again, I'm going to reiterate this. Make sure there's no foreign objects in the cylinder bores. No animals, no small children. And then I'm gonna put the head back on, and then we're gonna take a look at the intake valve, because we set the all right. So now we're taking a look at the top of the intake valve and the exhaust valve, and you can see the exhaust valve is way higher up,
On the marks.
and then the intake valve is almost right on the money. I'm going to run a 64 thousandths, or no, what did I measure the pushrod? Where did I set it at? I can't remember now.
Here.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
What you got? Measure that again.
I'm going to measure it again. Okay.
Measure twice, cut once.
Measure once, cut twice. All right. So I'm going to double check this measurement with an actual dial indicator. That you really should use it with the dial indicator, but this is roughly 6.40. It's 6.40, 6.45, somewhere around there. Inch. Remember, these go in 50,000 increments, so maybe it is 6.5.
That's why the proper tool is probably the best thing to use.
The proper tool. All right. I believe this is 6.5 inches. I'm going to double check it and verify it with an actual caliper. Get the right measurement. That's very important. Make sure you get the right measurement. Like I said, this is right within the ballpark. I'm very happy with that. Okay. So now we have our pushrod length. We know exactly what we need. We can proceed to torque the head bolts on. Set the cylinder heads, torque it down. I'll have to order push rods the correct length, and I'll show you how to. That's going to be a future video. I'll show you how to adjust everything. Let me give you the other head gasket. You can set that on there.
The correct way.
The correct way. Before we do that,
okay.
I want to explain to people why I'm going to use this head gasket instead of an MLS gasket. The reason why I'm using this gasket versus this MLS gasket is because you want something to fail before the block fails. Okay? And this head gasket will blow out, and then you'll know when there's an issue.
Yeah. Something's wrong.
Yeah, something's wrong, exactly.
Before your block fails.
Before your block fails, or before you melt a piston, or do any kind of catastrophic damage. Because let's say you got a stuck injector, or you got bad gas, or whatever. This is kind of the fail safe. That's why I like to use them. This will survive 500 horse, no problem.
Cool.
So.
Says front, ports in the back.
Mm-hmm.
She's on.
Okay, perfect. Now grab the cylinder head below. You got it?
Mm-hmm.
Don't smash your digits. Yep.
Not on that side. All right.
It's got to be like perfectly straight.
And this one too. Same thing. Really? There we go.
There we go. Perfect.
In.
Okay.
Cool.
Grab the box of ARP bolts. Okay. I recommend using these ARP bolts just because they're hardened. They're not that expensive. Actually, they're really not that more expensive than a set of stock bolts. So these longer ones go on the what do you call it? The upper bolts, and then the shorter ones
go underneath.
Shorter ones go underneath. You can start doing that while I'll explain what I did here. So they supply their fastener lube. On these upper bolts, the blind bolts, you want to lubricate the threads, and then you want to also lubricate the washers in between the washer and the head of the bolt. Just a little bit of lubricant. And then on these shorter bolts, because these go into water jackets, Teflon tape and then a little bit of thread sealing. I like to use both because I've had the situation where I just put Teflon tape on there and they started seeping out. So just for extra insurance, I use a little bit of the goop, and then Teflon. This is PTFE paste, and then on the head bolt, same thing. Washer, head bolt, a little bit of ARP lube. A little bit of lube on there. You have to go crazy, just enough to lubricate a few of the threads. And then same thing, head top, just a couple little squirts. Then what I like to do is hold it like that. These washers do have a side to them. There's a flat side and then there's a beveled side. The beveled side goes towards the head bolts. Head, and then smush it, rotate it, boom, done. There's different types of thread sealants you can get. There's obviously the tape. Coat a few of the threads with the tape. Run it through. I always like to rotate it like that, just to kind of get them in, and then a little bit of the PTFE paste. Just a little bit, not a whole lot. Give it a few threads a coat. And then
right in.
Right in. So the way you want to start from the center and kind of work your way out. I've talked about this with the intake. Start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like I said, a big swirl almost. Just kind of want to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth between the two sides. Starting with the center, kind of centers the whole thing. And then the rest of it, like I said, I'm just working it back into place.
You know?
You don't need a big expensive torque wrench to do it. You need just a real basic torque wrench, clicker style. I have this guy because I do this for a living. It's nice, fancy. It tells you it's digital. You can set it pretty easily. I'm not going to do it just for the sake of this video. I'm not going to use this guy. Goodbye, my friend.
Good night.
I'm going to use old trusty. This guy. So this is your typical torque wrench. This thing is actually pretty old. It's from the 90s, I want to say. All right, so we're going to start at 30 foot-pounds. Yeah, that's 30. I'm going to do one side, you do the other.
Cool.
Okay?
Yep.
Center, work your way out. 30. 30. Next, we're going to go to 60 foot-pounds. I like to do, you can do just 2 stages, that's fine, but I like to do 3. If you have any doubts that you may have missed a bolt, it's not that hard. You just kind of go over all of them real quick, just to verify.
Better safe than sorry.
Better safe than sorry, exactly. So I'll see. That one turned a little bit. The rest of them should be okay. That one's fine. Good. You can also just mark the bolts as you do the final torque. Just put a little dot or whatever with some kind of marking pen, and then I don't have one here, otherwise I'd do it. But
then you know for sure.
yeah, but just double check them. It's not that hard.
And number 10.
Number 10. Perfect.
10.
So that's it. I think we're done. We checked our push rod length.
We measured. We measured push rod length.
Thank you. We measured our push rod length. We figured that out. We got the piston to valve clearance checked. We got the heads torqued. And then last week we put the oil pan on. That's nice and done. Next up, as soon as I get the push rods in, we'll throw those on. We'll set the preload on them. And then we should be able to, once we do that, we can put the intake on. Get to measure and check the intake gaskets, make sure it all lines up perfectly. Set the intake, and then I'm going to show you a little surprise for the intake, because I sent that out for powder coating, and looks really good.
It looks really good.
Yeah. Anyways, okay, I think that does it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Questions, comments, please leave them please leave it in the description. Like, subscribe to this channel. I really appreciate it. I just hit 100 followers. It's like a milestone for me. It's nothing.
So cool.
It's nothing.
It's still cool.
It's still cool. Yeah. So I appreciate all the love I'm getting on these videos. And Katie, thank you. Awesome. You're all for your help. You've been awesome. And any last words?
I look forward to the next one.
Okay. Awesome. So till then, this has been Alcarods Garage. See you next time. Goodbye. On today's episode, we're going to be playing with dough. Wait.
Whoops.
This guy. Oh, this is rolling already? Oh, good job. Did you hit it?
Oh.
What?
Apparently it just knew.
Okay. All right. Good job, camera.
Are you making eye contact?
Yeah, I'm making eye contact while you scrub. Oh, I love it.
Garbage bag?
It's a garbage bag. They used a drawstring
A
garbage
literal
bag
garbage bag.
to put this in. This is Summit Racing's oil pan, by the way.
How much you want to bet somebody bought it and went, oops, wrong one.
Exactly.
Don't have the original packaging. Hey, at least it's clean.
It's clean. Never been used.
And pretty.
Yes. All right.